Hello, devoted Celtic fans. What an incredible roller coaster it has been recently, and I cannot wait to share all the updates with you. Let's start with the atmosphere after the big game on Sunday. It was a match that had everyone on the edge of their seats, full of drama and tension, and naturally, the aftermath has sparked a lot of discussion. The mainstream media, as we often see, has been quick to paint the situation in a way that doesn't quite reflect the reality on the ground. There's this recurring narrative of both sides to blame equally, but if you dig a bit deeper, it becomes clear that the events weren't quite that simple. On one hand, some Celtic supporters did enter the Broom Loan without tickets, and yes, that is a serious breach that cannot be overlooked. Police Scotland confirmed this, and it's important to acknowledge. There were reports of offensive graffiti and fans stepping onto the pitch, which, for me personally, diminishes the pure celebration of the players with the fans. Watching the squad embrace the supporters in the stands is always one of the season's highlights, and Sunday felt a little tarnished because of that. However, it's crucial to differentiate between different types of incidents. Not all unacceptable behavior is the same, and lumping it together does a disservice to the truth. The more aggressive confrontations largely came from Rangers supporters, with fans running onto the pitch with intent to confront Celtic players and staff, moving not just from their usual ultra section, but also from corners near our fans. Staff members were attacked, and there was footage of individuals pursuing players, clearly armed with objects intended to cause harm. Unfortunately, this is not new. Over recent seasons, Celtic personnel have experienced repeated hostility at Ibrox, whether it was Scott Brown being confronted on the pitch, Joe Hart's penalty area littered with broken glass, or our physio Daniel Fiel left with a scar from being struck by a bottle. The pattern is undeniable. These incidents highlight an ongoing issue with the level of aggression directed at the team and those associated with Celtic, which the media often fails to report accurately, defaulting instead to that lazy, both sides rhetoric. Now, while it's true that some Celtic supporters were in breach of stadium rules, that is not equivalent to the organized, hostile actions we witnessed from the other side. The truth is that the incidents at Ibrox reveal a long-standing problem, not a one-off flare-up. Investigations are now underway, led by the SFA and Police Scotland, working alongside both clubs. Surprisingly, though, neither club has issued a statement since full-time, which is unusual given the scale of what unfolded. This silence leaves supporters in a difficult position, trying to reconcile their pride in a thrilling win with the reality of the post-match chaos. It's clear that the Celtic side wants to focus on the football, but transparency from the clubs could help calm the ongoing debates. Turning to the game itself, Sunday was undeniably the highlight of a challenging season. It offered a glimpse of what the team is capable of when everything clicks. That penalty shootout at Ibrox will go down as one of the season's defining moments, providing a moment of pure triumph in an otherwise tough campaign. Liam Scales shared some insight into the shootout, revealing that he was prepared to take the fifth penalty, which shows the depth of responsibility and courage within the squad. The coin toss, amusingly, was not a simple heads or tails as one might expect. Instead, it featured a blue and green side, adding a quirky twist to the proceedings. This little detail captures the intensity and uniqueness of these big moments in football. The absence of Callum McGREGOR on the pitch also deserves attention, as his situation is more complex than initially apparent. While he was not fit to play, his presence in the dressing room provided vital leadership and stability, reducing the burden on the acting captain during such a high-pressure encounter. Looking back at his recent injury history, it becomes evident that McGREGOR has been managing a recurring calf and Achilles issue over several seasons. These injuries, closely linked in the same region of the leg, tend to flare up around this time of year, affecting his availability. 2 seasons ago, he suffered a similar issue against Dundee, which kept him out for 6 weeks. Last season, he missed a home derby against Rangers, highlighting that even the most resilient players have limits. The key takeaway here is that McGregor's workload has been immense, playing almost every minute of every match for Celtic, which inevitably impacts his fitness and longevity. Managing McGREGOR carefully will be essential going forward. The decision to step back from Scotland duty was a strategic one, allowing him more recovery time and reducing the risk of a more serious injury, which could keep him sidelined for months. As fans, we should recognize the need to balance his influence on the pitch with his long-term health. Observing how he handles pain thresholds and knowing when he sits out provides reassurance that the club is aware of the risks, but it also underlines the importance of finding capable deputies to share the burden. This will not only help McGREGOR but strengthen the squad overall, ensuring the team can sustain performance across a demanding season. Other squad updates are worth noting as well. Alistair Johnson is gradually returning to training, showing promise in his recovery, while Callum Osmond is also working to get back into full match fitness. Both players experienced minor setbacks, but are expected to be closer to action in the coming weeks. On the tactical front, a controversial disallowed goal involving Liam Scales has sparked debate. The angle of the footage made it difficult to be definitive about whether the last touch was offside, highlighting the challenges officials face in these high-stakes moments. Despite the frustration, these moments are part and parcel of football, and fans will always analyze every marginal decision. Off the pitch, there are discussions between the club and supporter groups like the Green Brigade, but progress appears slow. Safety considerations remain a priority, and while optimism has been high following recent results, it's disappointing to see certain sections of the support still absent from matches. Maintaining fan engagement and trust is essential, particularly as the team looks to build momentum in the closing stages of the season. With only a handful of home games left before the split, the club's decisions on who can attend matches will influence atmosphere and morale, both on and off the pitch. Finally, there are glimpses of the summer transfer strategy taking shape. Young talents, including the 19-year-old central attacking midfielder Filip Roska, are reportedly being scouted to inject creativity into the squad. With the rebuilding process anticipated, it is crucial for Celtic to strengthen intelligently, balancing youth and experience to avoid past recruitment pitfalls. There is a mixture of excitement and nervousness among supporters as anticipation builds for the summer window. A fresh squad offers a chance for renewed energy and opportunities, but also carries the challenge of cohesion and adaptation, which will be key factors in the coming season. Looking ahead, there's plenty to unpack regarding the squad and how the remainder of the season might unfold. One area that continues to attract attention is how the team will cope without Callum McGREGOR fully available. His leadership on and off the pitch has been invaluable, and his absence in the coming matches is likely to be felt, especially in crucial fixtures like Motherwell and Street Mirren. The team will need to adapt, relying on other senior players to step up and maintain cohesion. Liam Scales, for example, has shown he can shoulder responsibility under pressure, not just in shootouts, but in organizing the defensive structure and motivating teammates during tense moments. His performance this season has been steadily growing, demonstrating maturity beyond his years, and his confidence in taking on the fifth penalty reveals a player willing to embrace responsibility, a trait Celtic will need in McGregor's absence. In terms of injuries across the squad, there are subtle yet important developments. Alistair Johnson's gradual return suggests he might be ready to contribute later in the season, though full match fitness is still a few weeks away. Similarly, Callum Osmond's recovery continues, and if both can regain form by the time the fixtures pile up after the split, they could provide valuable rotation options, which is essential given the physical demands on the squad. The team has endured a difficult campaign, and managing player workloads will be critical to prevent flare-ups of existing injuries, particularly with players like McGREGOR, who have a history of calf and Achilles complications. The club's medical staff are undoubtedly aware of the need for careful monitoring and incremental reintegration, and it will be fascinating to see how they balance recovery with competitive pressures in these final months. Off the field, fan relations and stadium dynamics remain complex. The ongoing discussions regarding the Green Brigade highlight tensions between supporter expectations and safety protocols. The club's approach to these matters will influence atmosphere at Celtic Park for the remainder of the season. With only a few home matches left before the split, it is disappointing that these fan groups might not return in full force, especially when recent results could have created a perfect environment for a revitalized, unified support. The decision ultimately rests with the club, but communication and transparency will be key to maintaining trust with the wider fan base. At moments like this, when results and morale are intertwined, the presence of the most passionate supporters can make a significant difference, not just in cheering on the team, but in reinforcing a sense of identity and resilience throughout the squad. Turning back to on-pitch matters, tactical adjustments and player rotations are becoming increasingly important as the season intensifies. McGregor's absence may prompt Martin O'Neill to experiment with midfield combinations, giving opportunities to emerging players or those who have seen limited minutes this season. This could be a chance to unearth hidden gems within the squad, while also allowing senior players to rest. Over the past months, it has been evident that relying on a handful of core players for 90 minutes every match carries risks. Overuse can lead to fatigue and increase the likelihood of injuries, which makes depth in the squad essential. Watching how O'Neill navigates this challenge will be one of the defining managerial stories in the coming weeks, particularly if Celtic are to maintain competitiveness across league and cup fixtures. Scouting and recruitment remain a significant talking point. The reported interest in young talents, such as Filip Roska from Sturm Graz, indicates a willingness to inject creativity and energy into the squad. At only 19, he already boasts experience at the international youth level, which is promising. If the club can secure a few key signings this summer, blending youth and experience, it could provide the foundations for a more consistent and dynamic squad in the following season. The pressure is on the recruitment team to learn from previous transfer windows, ensuring that the incoming players complement the existing core, particularly leaders like McGregor, while also offering fresh options to manage his workload effectively. Intelligent recruitment will not only strengthen the team on the field, but also signal to fans that the club is serious about progress, restoring confidence after the uneven performances we've witnessed this season. Match preparation remains another layer of intrigue. Even in McGregor's absence, players like Greg Taylor and Liam Scales have shown that they are capable of stepping up, but it will take careful planning and coordination to maintain balance. Training intensity, positional rotations, and mental preparation will all be crucial to ensure the team is resilient under pressure. The penalty shootout at Ibrox highlighted the importance of composure and tactical discipline, and these qualities will be tested again as Celtic face challenging fixtures in the coming weeks. Each game is an opportunity to consolidate confidence, but also a reminder that errors or lapses in concentration can have significant consequences, particularly against top-tier opposition. The broader picture also includes the need to manage expectations among supporters. While recent victories have reignited hope, the overall trajectory of the season remains uneven. Fans are passionate, vocal, and deeply invested, which is both a blessing and a challenge. Maintaining clear communication from the club regarding injuries, tactical decisions, and supporter access will be essential to prevent frustration from undermining morale. The Celtic fanbase has historically demonstrated remarkable resilience, but managing the balance between realistic expectations and optimism is key, particularly during periods of transition or rebuilding. Before we proceed, subscribe to our channel and enable notifications to receive all exclusive news about Celtic FC. Don't miss any details about your favorite team. It's extremely important for Celtic FC fans. A cloud of uncertainty has begun to drift over Parkhead as murmurs around Celtic's camp gather pace, with club insiders quietly admitting that the situation surrounding Captain Callum McGregor may be more serious than first believed. While officials have attempted to keep a calm public tone, figures within the club's hierarchy have privately acknowledged that the latest development has landed as a genuine blow, particularly at a stage of the season when stability in the midfield engine room is considered vital. McGregor, long regarded as the heartbeat of the Hoops, has become the center of growing speculation after concerns emerged following his recent physical setback. The midfielder has rarely been absent during his years as Celtic's on-field metronome, which is precisely why whispers about his condition have sparked such unease among supporters and observers alike. Sources close to the club suggest the issue may not simply be a routine knock, and that medical staff are taking a cautious approach before offering any firm assurances. Within the corridors of Celtic Park, there is a belief that losing McGregor for any meaningful stretch would force a significant rethink in how the side controls matches. His ability to dictate tempo, shield the back line, and keep possession ticking over has made him virtually irreplaceable in the current structure. That reality has only intensified the sense that the club may be facing an unexpected complication just as momentum was beginning to build. Supporters have already begun debating possible adjustments, though few are convinced anyone in the squad can replicate the captain's unique blend of composure and leadership. The board, while stopping short of confirming the scale of the concern, have admitted internally that the situation is being monitored closely. For now, uncertainty remains the dominant mood around Parkhead. Until clearer updates emerge, speculation will continue to swirl, and the possibility that Celtic could be without their most influential midfielder has quickly become the story no one inside the club had hoped to confront. Hello, fan. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, as it means a lot to Celtic FC. Also, share your opinion about the news in the comments below. See you in the next video.